Hello everyone, it's spoiler time here in Arena Underground. Today we show you some new cards from Ikoria Lair of Behemoths. So we got a lot of cool spoilers today from the team at Wizards of the Coast. They did a stream earlier today in Twitch spoiling some brand new cards for us. And we're gonna go ahead and look at them right now. Alright, so we have a set of partner cards that were spoiled today. The card on your left is going to be the card that fetches their partner, which is going to be the card on the right side of the screen. So, Brawling Sky Shark Rider partners with Shabras the Sky Shark. Brawling says is a legendary creature, human shaman. Obviously, partners with Shabras the Sky Shark. And it says whenever you discard a card, put a 1/1 counter on Brawling. And it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Then it has an extra effect that says pay 1 red, target shark gains trample until end of turn. Alright, so pretty quick, the partner, how it works is when this creature enters the battlefield, target player may put the partner card into their hand from their library, then shuffle their library. Okay, so basically if you play Brawling, you can target Shabras the Sky Shark, which is the partner card, grab it from your library, put it into your hand. So I'm not sure how well these partner cards are going to work in regular standard. This might be more of a limited thing, maybe in some sort of commander type decks. I'm not quite sure where these partner fits, but they are pretty cool nonetheless. Being able to just find those partner cards, put them into your hand, I think it's a pretty cool idea. So the Sky Shark says legendary creature, shark, bird, flying shark. Interesting, right? It says that it partners with Brawling, right? It has flying. Whenever you draw a card, put a 1/1 counter on Shabras the Sky Shark and you gain 1 life. Target human gains flying until end of turn if you pay either white or blue. So yeah, I mean these cards again are cool, but I think they're more sort of limited type of play, not really standard meta game, I believe. You know, maybe some casual games between your friends as well, but I mean we'll see. Let's look at some more partner cards, right? Okay, here we have Trin, Champion of Freedom, 4 mana 3/3 legendary creature, human soldier, partnered with Silver, Devourer of the Free. It says at the beginning of your end step, if you attack this turn, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Okay, so being a 4 mana 3/3, it's not amazing. The effect is okay if you're playing a human tribal type deck. I think just creating new tokens specifically, maybe if you're pairing this up with you know, some sort of token creation enchantment, it could be fine. Now the partner card is Silver, Devourer of the Free, 5 mana 4/2 in the Rakdos colors. So this could be playing some sort of Mardu strategy, right? Because you have the white Trin card and you have the Rakdos Silver card. This one says in this case that, yeah, I guess they both, this is interesting, the other cards didn't really show that, but in this case each of these cards can find each other. I wonder if Wizards just didn't really print that in this case for Shabras, like it's a different type where you can only find it with Brawling. But in the case of Trin and Silver, they both have the fetching ability where when you play one of them you get to fetch the other, so that's cool. Silver has Manus, and it has an ability that says sacrifice a human, put a 1/1 counter on Silver, Devourer of the Free, it gains indestructible until the end of the turn. So it's sort of a combo where if you have Trin, if you have Silver, you start creating tokens, and you get to sacrifice those tokens to put counters on Silver and make it indestructible. So that's cool. Also you can see that the sacrifice ability is an instant ability, so you can trigger this at any time that you can sacrifice a human. Alright, let's move on. So here we're looking at Halden, Avid, Arcanist, and Paco, Arcane Retriever. So here we see that only Halden is the one that fetches for its partner, in this case Paco, Arcane Retriever. And then Halden is a 3-mana 1/4 in blue colors, and it has the ability that says you may play non-creature cards from exile with fetch counters on them if you exile them, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast those spells. Okay, so that means that Paco, which is a 5-mana 3/3 in the Gruul colors, 3 colorless, 1 red, 1 green, legendary creature Elemental Hound, it says it has haste, and it says whenever Paco Arcane Retriever attacks, exile the top card of each player's library and put a fetch counter on each of them. Put a 1/1 counter on Paco for each non-creature card exiled this way. So again, they work together with each other. Paco is the one that allows you to exile things from the top of the libraries and put counters. In this case, they're called fetch counters. And then Halden allows you to cast those spells that have been exiled with fetch counters. So again, cool options here with these partner cards. I still don't think these are playable in standard, but yeah, I would love to see some casual lists, and then also seeing how people play these in limited. Imagine you are drafting and you are able to draft 2 of these cards. That might be a pretty cool combo there in a limited draft situation. Okay, moving on from the partners. Now we're looking at Zirda, the Dawn Waker, 3-mana 3/3 in the red and white combinations, right? 1 colorless, 1 red, 1 white combination there. So 3-mana 3/3 legendary creature Elemental Fox. So this is an elemental. That's cool. Could be played in some sort of maybe teamer elemental pack. It's also a companion, and as a companion, if you use it as a companion, it says each permanent card in your starting deck has an activated ability. That means that, of course, exactly as it says, like Zirda that has an activated ability on the bottom, says pay 1, target creature can't block this turn. Your entire deck must have creatures with activated abilities. Well, not creatures, but permanents. Each permanent card. So each permanent in your deck will have an activated ability in order for you to use Zirda as its companion. Now, for the purpose of activated abilities, it also has the ability that says abilities you activate that aren't mana abilities cost 2 less to activate. This effect can reduce the mana in that cost to less than 1 mana. So that means you get to activate anything and everything you have for 2 less. That said, it cannot be something that would create mana, or meaning mana abilities. But anything else works. I think this card is pretty cool. I said 3-mana 3/3 is already a nice creature. And then maybe this could lead to a very cool activated ability list that I could definitely see this card being played, and people creating some cool jank decks revolving around activated abilities. So yeah, it's a pretty cool card. All right, moving on, we have Slither Wisp, 3-mana 3/2 in the Dimir colors, 1 blue, 2 black, creature Nightmare Elemental. So here we have another elemental. Has flash, and it says whenever you cast another spell with flash, you draw a card and each opponent loses 1 life. So I believe this is the correct translation for this card. I think this was spoiled in a different language. So another flash creature. I think it's pretty cool for being a flash creature that also allows you to draw a card whenever you play something with flash and your opponent loses a life. But that said, it's in the Dimir colors, so I'm not sure how good of a flash strategy could be created in Dimir. Maybe we'll see something with Sultai colors. That said, yeah, I think this card is a nice addition on the set, and I hope we see more play of this card in standard, which is what I usually play. Okay, next on we have Whirlwind of Thoughts in the Jeskai colors, 4-mana enchantment. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, draw a card. Alright, so I could definitely see this being played in like Jeskai control, maybe Jeskai sort of burn token creation strategy. We do have a lot of cool Jeskai cards that allowed us to draw extra cards, allows us to create tokens, allows us to lower mana cost. So could definitely see this enchantment being played, and it might be very good if that strategy becomes part of the meta. Alright, next on we have Cartographer's Hawk, 2 mana 2/1, creature bird with flying. When Cartographer's Hawk deals damage to a player who controls more lands than you, return it to its owner's hand. If you do, you may search your library for a plains card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. So this is interesting. This is definitely meant to be some sort of ramp strategy or help with that strategy, allowing you to attack with an evasive creature and then use it to potentially find some lands and bring them into the battlefield. I think this card is fine. I'm not sure whether it's going to be standard playable, but it's nice. It's a nice different thing to see here. I myself hadn't played with this sort of effect before, where when you attack, you may find a plains and the card returns to your hand, something like that. But we do have another card like that here. Alright, let's go there first. We'll go back. So we see here Verge Rangers, 3 mana 3/3 with first strike. That's nice. It's a human scout, so it's a nice first strike human. And it says you may look at the top card of your library at any time. As long as your opponent controls more lands than you, you may play lands from the top of your library. So this is a pretty cool card. Very nice, actually. You get to see the top card of your library at any time. That obviously gives you an advantage right there. And as long as your opponent controls more lands than you, you may play lands from the top of your library. So if you're playing against a ramp deck that's already going to have more lands than you, maybe you're playing mono white aggro, you're obviously trying to avoid to pick up these lands. You always want more action and more action, so this card would allow you to do that. Not sure if it plays a good part in the current mono white aggro strategies, but that said, again, we see the option here where if your opponent controls more lands than you get to do something, so that's pretty cool. Alright, we're gonna go back real quick. Okay, so here we see Herald of the Forgotten, 7 mana 6/6, creature cat beast with flying. Says when Herald of the Forgotten enters the battlefield, if you cast it, return any number of target permanent cards with cycling abilities from your graveyard to the battlefield. So I think Herald as actually 8 mana 6/6. Yes, as an 8 mana 6/6, it's not that great. But if you do make sort of a ramp strategy together with cycling, where you are ramping, you're putting a lot of your cycling cards in the graveyard, a lot of these big creatures that have cycling and extra maybe enter the battlefield effects, then once you get to your 8 mana, if you're ramping properly, you get to play Herald of the Forgotten and then get all these permanents back into the battlefield, triggering any sort of enter the battlefield effects and just having a big board of cycling creatures. So this could be a cool option, cool strategy to try out. That said, I don't think this is going to be a big part of the meta, but again, this is just me assuming stuff. Things could change at any moment once the entire set is actually released. Okay, moving on, we see Zaxara the Exemplary, 4 mana 2/3 in the Sultai colors, legendary creature Nightmare Hydra. So being a 4 mana 2/3, not great, but it does have the ability of adding 2 mana of any color, so that could be good. The problem is, once you get to turn 4, I don't think you want to be casting this card just to create mana as a 2/3 Death Touch. It's not really amazing for 4 mana. It does have an extra effect that says whenever you cast a spell with X in its mana cost, create a 0/0 green Hydra creature token, then put X 1/1 counters on it. So yeah, if you create a deck around X cards with X in its mana cost, then maybe you can play this in turn 4 and start casting these X mana spells. And then you can start creating Hydras at the same time. But I think this could be too slow for that sort of strategy. It's nice, it's cool. I'm sure definitely the janitor, if you guys don't know, it's the person that used to do the Off Meta Thursdays and that joins me on the Last Week on Arena on Sundays. He loves Hydras, and I'm sure he's gonna be playing this card whenever he get his hands on it. Anyway, yeah, all right, cool. We'll see what the janitor does with this. And now we're just gonna show you the new lands that are coming out, cycling lands, 3 mana colors. So this is Savai Triumph. You can add the Mardu colors red, white, and black with this one, and it cycles for 3. It does enter the battlefield tab, so keep that in mind. All of these do. Same thing, Idanta Triumph in the Absent colors, white, black, and green, cycling for 3. Ketria Triumph in the Temur colors, Forest Island Mountain, cycling for 3 as well. Then we see Raugrin Triumph. It's an Island Mountain Plain, so in the Jeskai colors, cycling for 3. And Sagath Triumph, Swamp Forest Island in the Sultai colors, cycling for 3 as well. So that's pretty cool. So now we have a full set on the tricolor land options, so that's going to be good for maybe this set and also the next one. We'll have to wait and see. So I think this Ikoria set, it's really going to change things up for every format. It brings a lot of cool new cards, a lot of options, and I think we're going to see a real big shift of the current meta going forward, unless, I mean, I think we are going to see a big change, hopefully for the best. And yeah, I think that's all for today, guys. So we'll see you next time with more spoilers from Ikoria. Yeah, I will see you tomorrow, right? Have a good one. That was all for today. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and click the bell icon if you want to get notified whenever we upload new videos. Have a good one.